Gold under pressure in recent weeks from a rising U.S. dollar, but questions about the strength of the global economy could mean it's time to finally buy the precious metal. We'll see. I want to bring in Anthem Vault CEO Anthem Blanchard, Todd Schoenberger, and Scott Martin still with me. Anthem, I'm going to start with you first. Looking at gold, this has been a dramatic fall from grace, particularly because we saw it so high for so long and people were calling for these dramatic price rises. And here we are at $1,200 a troy ounce. Where does it go from here?
Well, Sandra, I think it's going to stay relatively stable, although one thing I'm looking at is unprecedented demand. Literally in the last 25 years, over the last week since Thanksgiving, we've had unprecedented demand, physical demand that is, in the gold market. So that's bars and coins as opposed to ETFs and gold futures. And the reason for this is that something historic happened in India where they eliminated this 80-20 import-export rule, where literally it was ridiculous, where gold precious metal dealers in India had to import 20% more gold than they were selling just to turn around and export it. So it was estimated by Thomson Reuters last September of 2013 that this was dampening gold demand in India by upwards of 40%. So you're talking about the second largest gold market in the world, 25% of the world's gold market. So now we've seen this now in the gold leasing rates. It's quite unprecedented.
Hey, Anthem, you're not selling me, though. I mean, you're telling me there's these unprecedented things happening in the gold market, but you started out by saying, I think gold's going to remain steady. Todd, that doesn't sound like a very exciting thing for the for somebody who wants to invest in.
Yeah. It's going to go down, and here's why. Because what is customarily the reason for buying gold is geopolitical events that are taking place, but we haven't seen that anyway.
We have not seen the investor use it in that way.
Exactly, and then you also have the inflationary concerns, and guess what? That's in check.
I'll tell you what this is all about.
Tell me.
Scott Martin, this is about the U.S. dollar.
Me.
No, you've got the U.S. dollar at a 5-year high. You've got, regardless of whether you think it's interesting or not, possible more stimulus over in Europe that's going to weigh on their currency, be great for the U.S. dollar, and you've got that inverse relationship. If the U.S. dollar keeps going up, the gold, which is denominated in our dollars, goes down. It's very simple, right?
I think it's very interesting, and that's the tough thing about Anthem's point is, if you look at the investor world and see what gold has done for you in the past, you're totally upset with it. I mean, the geopolitical events Todd mentioned, the fact that we had some stock market volatility at a few points this year, and guess what? Gold went down when stocks went down. That's no fun if it's in your portfolio.
All right, Anthem, I picked on you a little bit, so you're going to get the last word here. With gold at $1,206 an ounce, what is your forecast for the price? Where is it going from here? Let's say end of year, and what are you looking at in the new year?
Well, so again, to preface, we've seen gold go up in pretty much all national currencies except for dollars, at least in the last recent in the near term here. So I think that we do see these pressures, with oil coming down. We do see pressures, as you and your guests correctly point out, with the dollar strengthening. But I think that these gold leasing rates, I mean, we've seen literally historic rates this last week. We haven't seen rates this low in the gold leasing market for 15 years. It's a big deal.
Question, Anthem.
Big deal. You're going to see gold, I think, hold steady. I think you're going to see it hold steady from $1,200 to $1,300 for the end of the year.
Okay. Well, I do like your point, though, that you started out making, that with oil sell-off, investors in the commodities markets are looking for another place to put their money, and particularly gold could benefit from that. That's an argument I'm worth listening to. All right, Anthem, Blanchard, thank you. Scott and Todd, you're going to have to stick around for a little bit more torture.